Here's a wild tour story from Toronto. This is my first show in Toronto. May I remind you that we had such a fucking hard time getting through customs. Canada, they do not play. Like, they would check your bags, make sure everybody's clean. So it took us like 2-3 hours to get past customs. We finally get past, and we in the city. I don't know who suggested this shit, but somebody wanted to drink Sailor Jerry's. I think that's like 90 proof liquor, some shit like that, man. All I know is we took like a couple shots, and we get in the Uber, and we head into the show. And we get pulled over in an Uber. The reason the cops pulled us over is because we were yelling outside our window when they had somebody else in custody already. We was like, damn, how y'all get pulled over on a bike? And then they just heard that shit and pursued us immediately. So, which I don't know how they so fast on these bikes, because literally we was driving past them when we said some shit and they caught up with us. So it was like, what the fuck? But that's how fucked up we was. We was like, yelling shit out the windows of the Uber and all that other shit. Probably the first people to get pulled over in the Uber. And then on top of that, probably the first people to get pulled over in an Uber by cops on bikes. Oh yeah, they let us go because they seen we were there for business doing a show. They was like, oh, okay. Then they didn't know it was an Uber either. They thought we was just some drunk kids driving around and shit like that. Just rocked the show, drunk as shit, and just had a good time, man. Like I said, it's been a couple wild stories.
So when he went back to his car, they start eating all the weed. So they eat it. He comes back and he's like, all right, you guys can go. And he didn't even check the truck.
By the time I was on the plane, they were asking me to leave. It just all started coming back to me the next day when Ivan was telling me how I was trying to talk to the pilot while I was on the plane. I was trying to convince the stewardess that I was totally fine.
Ray J needs a song called Just the Tip. Just the Tip. He's the creepiest of all creepy. He's got all these women. We gotta do this record, and we did.
Bloody handprints on the door that looked like they were trying
to hold on to the door.